Hey guys, it's Alice, and I am back for another pick a card reading. Today's topic, we are going to be focusing on what you guys are manifesting and attracting into 2020. Now, as you can see, I do have three groups to choose from: Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. Now, what I do recommend you guys doing is pausing the video and focusing on the intention and picking out the stone and picking out the group that stands out the most to you. Um, I'm gonna jump into the readings, but I hope that you guys take as much time as needed. And even if you feel like choosing more than one group, that is entirely up to you, and you could definitely do that. I do want to put this ahead of the video instead of, saying it 1,000 times throughout the video, but I will be having my email down in the description for one-on-one readings. You could contact me for the prices, and I have my timestamps listed below. So without further ado, let me go ahead and start off with group number 1. Okay, group number 1, this is your reading. We're going to go ahead and take a look and see what cards came out for you. Alright, so we have Peaceful Resolution. We have Pleiades, Double Mission, Channeling and Uplifting Energy. We have the Nine of Cups. We have, let me just go ahead and take these cards. We have the High Priestess. We have Ten of Swords. We have the Hierophant. And we have Two of Cups. Okay, so there's a lot going on here. Group number 1. I want to start off by talking about this Peaceful Resolution card. I feel like 2020, you're kind of manifesting this energy of kind of putting away, and hiding how you truly feel. I feel like for a while you have always been, well, let me rephrase that. You have always been somebody that kept how you feel hidden. When it came to your intuition and red flags, you kind of been ignoring it. And you haven't, you kind of been allowing somebody to kind of tell you, right from wrong, and kind of put you in a place where, you're ignoring your own personal judgment. And I feel like 2020, you are attracting truth, you are attracting peace of mind, and you are attracting fulfillment within your own intuition. Now with the Pleiades card, it's saying here double mission, channeling, and uplifting humanity. I feel like 2020 is trying to tell you that you are becoming somebody in this year who is no longer bound to, a false reality. You are no longer allowing yourself to kind of be somebody that people can push around and people can keep away. And I feel like 2020, you're going to be going up on your own journey. It feels like you're going to be doing what it is that you want to be doing, and those who want to follow can follow, but those who are trying to basically restrict you or keep you away from your own personal dreams, I feel like that is coming to an end. With the Nine of Cups, you are going to be chasing what it is that you want, and you're going to be doing what makes you happy. And even if that means cutting off ties, I feel like you have done so much, and you've always been such a good person, and whether this is in relationships, whether this is family issues, whether this is co-workers, or even your boss, you have done all that you can. You have always been such a loving and caring person, and you're a balanced person, and you know how to make relationships balance. You care about what the other person feels. But I feel like in this upcoming year, you're going to start giving that energy back to yourself, group number one. You're going to start filling up your own cup. And, those people who aren't with this new energy that you're coming into, the Ten of Swords is telling me you are cutting off ties. You are releasing negative habits, thought patterns, people and situations. And you're no longer, it's just like this very free, very optimistic energy for yourself, group number one. To me, this is such a beautiful reading because I see so much soul growth, and I see so much, you're awakening your inner voice, and you're speaking up for what you want, as opposed to how much you used to suppress and how much you learned to suppress. You're coming out of that, and you're stepping into a new way of being. And to me, that's such a beautiful thing, group number one. I see so much changes. I mean, yes, your finances look great. Your career looks like it's heading towards a great place. But most importantly, the energy that you're embodying throughout this whole process is, it's remarkable, because it's so much growth, and it's so much change. And you're stepping out of the structured, lifestyle, and the suppressed lifestyle. And, I feel like you're stepping into this place where you're creating your own reality, and you're learning to trust yourself. And I feel like this is a special message, but this is a message I keep hearing. To those of you who are scared to trust your own intuition, and scared, to use your own judgment, and you kind of found yourself having to lean on somebody else so many times, or having to hear what other people have to think and hear other opinions. Like, if you've been through that so many times before, and you learn, and some of you feel like, your own intuition has gotten you into dark places, and obviously you can't trust yourself because you made so many mistakes. If anything, you had to go through those things in order to learn from them, in order to have a good sense of who to trust and what to look for in a negative person. It's time to take the lessons that you learned from 2019, 2018, 2017, and apply them to your present moment. Because you needed to go through that to grow as a person. So it's time to start looking at your situation in a different perspective. Because the perspective that you're at, you're not even acknowledging how powerful or how, brilliant you truly are. And it's time for that to change, group number one. I hope that this reading resonated. If it did, I would absolutely love to hear your story in the comment section. Alright guys, that wraps up this reading. I'm going to move on to group number two. Alright, group number two, this is your reading. Let's go ahead and see what cards came out for you. Oh. We have Not the Right Time. We have Lemura, Creating Heaven on Earth, It's Happening. Four of Wands. The Nine of Wands. Lots of wand energy. Five of Swords in reverse. The Hierophant. And the Hangman. Okay. Group number two. What are you attracting in 2020? I want to start off by talking about Lemura. Creating Heaven on Earth. It's happening. So there's something specifically in your life where you are definitely having your guard up towards. I feel like you have been somebody for so long who has learned to see the worst in situations, and you learn that, you kind of have this energy with the Five of Swords, with, oh, my life has been, basically a series of unfortunate events, and I've learned to adapt to my situation. I feel like 2020 with this Lemure card is trying to say that if you allow yourself to tap into what is possible and what is, high vibrational, and what it is that you truly want out of your reality, you are capable of this happening. Things are happening for you on its own, and you might not, you might feel as though you worked so hard for it. You might feel as though you failed so many times, and it's feels like it's too many blockages. It feels like everything is just too hard. It feels like everything's too difficult. This card flew away. It feels like everything's too difficult, but that's why we have the not the right time card. It's telling you that things are happening. Everything is being manifested. Everything is creating itself and is drawing itself towards you. But you have to be patient with the process. The Nine of Wands card is here. And I feel like this is something that you embody very, very heavily. You know how to prepare for what's about to come. You are ready, mentally, emotionally. But you do have your guard very, very high up, and you're protective of your own energy. That is great. But where I think that things tend to, put such a blockage in your life, it's where it comes from, fearing the worst, thinking the worst, allowing negative thought patterns to be such a center of your being such a blockage in your life. If you do not believe that these things, your way of thinking corresponds with your reality, you need to take that reality check for yourself and kind of check in what is true, what is not true. Because at the end of the day, subjective truth is what makes the world go around. There is only subjective truth. Okay, now my cards keep moving around. We have the Four of Wands. I feel like this is where things are at currently. You are optimistic. You want to. This could be about a relationship or a career opportunity. It could be about pretty much anything. Take what resonates. But this Four of Wands is, you are passionate about, you have so much potential. You have so much going for you. You have so much good, personality traits. You have so many great ideas. And people notice that. People get that. And, whether that's not what you're aiming for, and that's not what that might not be, you might not be getting the attention you want from a certain party, but that does not mean that it's never going to happen. That does not mean that people and individuals and companies and, family members and friends, they don't see what your worth is. I feel like the main problem is that you do not see your own personal worth. You do not see that. And that is something that you are being called to heal. You are being called to work on. It's time to, with the Hierophant, I feel like the Hierophant is trying to tell you, it's time to start taking a look at, your life from someone else's perspective, and in order to gain wisdom and understanding, because I feel like you're in your head most of the time, and you kind of see things for the worse. So this Hierophant is trying to advise you and is trying to tell you, hey, look at yourself from a third person perspective, and look at the situation from a third person perspective, and what advice would you give to you right now? What step, how would you go about this process if you were giving advice to somebody that you genuinely love, what to do in their situation? Would you tell them just to give up? No, you would not. You would tell them to keep moving forward and come up with methods and tools and ways to get to where you want to be. Because there's always another route. Group number 1. With the Hangman being here, I feel like at the end of the day, 2020 is going to be an ultimate transformation for you. We have the Mura, which is a very big transformation card, and we have the Hangman. Everything's going to come together. Everything's going to fall into its place. Right now, you are being called to surrender to what you cannot control and control how you handle the bigger picture. I feel like a very big message for you is learning how to discern, learning where to use your energy and where not to use your energy, learning what to focus on, what not to focus on, and finding balance within yourself, group number 2. Now that is all for today's reading. That is all the messages that I can receive. There's definitely a lot going on here as well, but I feel like that message definitely wraps up the reading. If it did not resonate, take what did, leave what didn't. And if you enjoyed your reading, I would definitely love to hear about your story in the comment section. Alright guys, I guess that's all for today. Bye-bye. Alright, group number 3, this is your guys' reading. Let's take a look and see what cards came out for you. We have in the near future. We have Pillar of Light, your vibration is rising, you are the Oracle. We have Ace of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Two of Cups. And we have the Santa Muerte, which is basically the Death card. Okay, so right off the bat, with the Ace of Pentacles being here, I feel like right now you are heading towards a new beginning, group number 3. You are definitely manifesting your reality, and things are definitely coming into fruition. I feel like this could be a job opportunity, or it could be, a proposal, or, or a big investment that you're about to go into that's going to be very fulfilling. With the Pillar of Light card, I feel like what it's saying here is your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. You are coming into a new phase. You are definitely, coming out of a place of, stagnation and kind of like having to fight for what you want and actually see things coming into fruition. So this to me is telling me everything is, rising, everything is coming up, and things are happening very quickly for you, because we do have the in the near future card. So things are happening, very quickly, very fast, and it might be something that's, kind of shaking you up and kind of like, it's not something that you're used to. It's not something that you found yourself ready for. I feel like for a long time, you've been alone, group number 3. You kind of been in a place of isolation. You're finally coming out of that with the Seven of Wands. You're allowing things to come in, and you're not, pushing it away. You're letting yourself let that guard down, which is such a beautiful thing, because we also had the Three of Pentacles. And I feel like with the Three of Pentacles, it's something that you found yourself battling with, working with other people, having that give and take, and being recognized for what it is that you do and what it is that you deserve. For, that is something that you've always battled with, people seeing, your worth, and kind of like being balanced with the people you're around, having that give and take and equal relationship. I'm not saying that's something that you had a hard time doing. It's more about something you have a hard time, allowing yourself to do, because you've always been afraid of letting your guard down. Okay? Now, with the Two of Cups being here, I feel like this is definitely advising you and letting you know that once you come into that place of balancedness within yourself, and then you will be able to give and take it, and you will be able to allow things to come into a place of, peace and, love. And I do feel like there's a form of friendship or a romantic relationship or partner that's going to, you're just going to feel a very beautiful closeness to a specific person, or a, a friendship or whatever it could be. I do feel you getting very close to this energy, and I do feel that this card is basically telling you to down that guard and go into it and know and understand that, like I said in the last reading, you have to fill up your own cup, and you have to make sure that you're being, you're being discerned with what you're giving your energy to and what you're paying attention to, and the things that you are allowing yourself to play a big part and a big role in your life. You definitely are in a place of creating your own reality. That is correct, but you want to pay attention to the things that you allow affect that creation, if that makes sense. With the Death card being here, I feel like this is basically telling you that things are transforming. Things are not only transforming, but you are going through a very big rebirth. I feel like you are going through. You're going to continue to see the benefits from this rebirth with the Ace of Pentacles. You're going to continue to see things fall into fruition and see things coming forward. I do think, like I said, your biggest thing to worry about is understanding and allowing that everything needs balance. You cannot overdo one thing. You have to make sure that you are giving an equal amount of energy into all the important aspects in your life. Group number 3. Well, other than that, like I said, I feel like things are heading towards a really positive place for you. Whether that be your career or relationship, or it could be everything all at once. I think that everything's kind of just coming together and definitely getting you to a really positive place. We have that rebirth going on. We have this vibrational frequency just rising. So all in all, it seems like such a beautiful energy to pick up on. And I would definitely love to hear more about your story in the comment section, group number 3. That is all the messages I have for today's reading, but I hope you enjoyed it. If some of it did not resonate with you, remember to take what did and leave what didn't. I feel like that's such an important part of these readings, because these are general messages, and it's kind of like one of those things where you gotta be quick to kind of come up with all the messages, because they're coming to me so much, and there's so many bits of and little things here and there, so it's hard to get all those messages in. But I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you can leave a like and subscribe if you did. Alright guys, that wraps up for today's readings. I will be back. I'm going to try to upload every other day, if not every day. Alright, bye-bye guys.